Hey everyone, Daniel here and welcome back to another video. I hope all of you are having a great day out there. As always, here today, I want to talk to you all about Voyager Digital, the cryptocurrency brokerage, but more specifically dive deep into two new press releases given out by the company this morning pertaining to a new platform addition and a new sponsorship. So in this video, I want to talk about exactly what Voyager Digital reported, the potential implications it has on the company, the stock, and the token moving forwards, and exactly what my position sizing is, and my updated thoughts on Voyager Digital stock, the VGX token, and my thoughts along those lines. So if you end up enjoying this video and finding some value in it, please consider subscribing. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So first and foremost, Voyager Digital went ahead and added the Shiba Inu coin onto the platform here today. This is a token that was highly requested by a lot of the Voyager community, and it's great to see Voyager listening to the people that use their platform. Obviously, this is a part, or a larger part, of Voyager's goal to have in and around 40 new cryptocurrency additions, 30 to 40 over the next roughly 2 months. And it's great to see Voyager listening to the community of investors, as it does show that they value the people who use their platform and value their opinions on top of that. And then, Voyager, the CEO of Voyager, Steve Ehrlich, has said in the past that the way they're kind of shaping these cryptocurrency additions is by really listening to the community. So if you have any cryptocurrency that you want Voyager to add, feel free to go to their Twitter at InvestVoyager, or Steve Ehrlich's Twitter. We'll take a look at his in a moment here, and potentially comment on their posts, or tag them in a tweet. And, get your opinion out there when it comes to new tokens. As, the Voyager team, they do list, and in the case of Shiba Inu here, this is just one of many new cryptocurrency additions coming to Voyager over the coming months and over the coming years. Now, before we do go on to the next story here, I just want to give you guys my opinions on new cryptocurrency additions on Voyager. We have been seeing elevated kind of increases of cryptocurrencies that you can trade on the Voyager platform. And, the reason I like new additions of cryptos on Voyager so much as a shareholder and as a token holder, it can be divided up into two main reasons. First and foremost, the reason I really like Voyager adding new cryptocurrencies like Shiba Inu onto the platform is because it increases current customer engagement. When you have more cryptocurrencies that you can trade, customers are generally going to tend to trade more often or be happier with the service, as they can just use Voyager instead of having to go out to different brokerages or different exchanges to purchase their cryptocurrencies, in this case potentially Shiba Inu. Now, there are a lot of other cryptos. We can look back to, the Dogecoin incident. Voyager was one of the first cryptocurrency brokerages that offered Dogecoin as one of the cryptos that you can actively trade. They were months ahead of Coinbase, and that was one of that big differentiating factors for them. And moving forwards, as they add new cryptocurrencies, it is that differentiating factor, which leads to my second point, where if you add more cryptocurrencies, your potential consumer base increases alongside that. And obviously, this is great from all perspectives. Whether you're a Voyager Digital stockholder, token holder, you benefit from new customers coming onto the platform. You benefit from increased volume on the platform as it makes Voyager more revenue. Things along those lines. New coin additions are just a flat out positive for the company, and seeing Voyager continue adding new coins like Shiba Inu is very positive and will be very positive moving forwards. Now, the next thing I want to cover here is Voyager Digital sponsoring the first NASCAR driver to get paid entirely in cryptocurrencies. Now, Voyager sponsored Landon Castle. He is one of the, at least from my brief kind of research, he is one of the larger names in NASCAR driving. And what we're going to see here is the car that he uses having the Voyager logo on it, and obviously him being paid fully in cryptocurrencies, which is historic in the NASCAR space. And this is a story that has been kind of floating around a lot of the larger news outlets like CNN and CNBC. And this is something I really like about the Voyager Digital marketing team. They find ways to make history. And in the case of, we can use an example here, just a couple of months ago, they purchased I believe it was a booth at some baseball stadium entirely in cryptocurrencies. That went around the news. In this case, they're paying this NASCAR driver here, Landon in this case, fully in cryptocurrencies. This story has been going everywhere, and alongside that, you have Voyager's name, which is absolutely phenomenal in my opinion. You not only have the actual car wrapped in logos, which we can actually take a look at here. It does look very, very nice. We will see this momentarily in the next NASCAR race here. But in addition to that, you have them making history, and a lot of these larger news outlets giving Voyager essentially free publicity alongside that. Now, essentially Landon here, he's getting paid paid in two main cryptocurrencies. One is Litecoin, and the second is the Voyager token, the VGX token. Very interesting choices. Obviously, I'm not going to go too in depth into Litecoin. If you want to do that, there's a lot of sources on YouTube and whatnot. But the Voyager token, that's very interesting. Obviously, Voyager Digital's a native rewards token, in my opinion, another phenomenal way to actually bet on the success of the platform and earn potential rewards alongside that, like cashback on your trades, interest boosters, interest on your VGX holdings, etc. So seeing him get paid in the VGX token is great, as it really does showcase his belief in both the company and the token alongside that. We'll see what happens moving forwards here, but I think this partnership here with Voyager and Landon, and obviously the NASCAR team, is absolutely phenomenal, and in my opinion, it's just a great way to continue marketing the platform. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. One of the best ways to market is to do it through influencers, as a lot of people have major connections with those influencers, look up to them, and will most likely use or buy the same products or services that those influencers use, in this case, potentially Voyager Digital. Now, if you do want to watch this race, see the Voyager car, potentially see Landon Castle speak about Voyager, feel free to watch it at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on June 19th. It will be broadcasted live on NBC.SN. If you do want to check out this article for yourself, feel free to do so. I'll leave it linked in the description down below, but we did cover most of it, so there isn't really a point, in my opinion, to read it. But moving forwards here, Voyager Digital stock, what has been happening? What are my thoughts, and what am I doing moving forwards? Well, Voyager Digital stock has seen a pretty substantial decline and downtrend over roughly the past month here, now trading at $16.30. Just a ridiculous price, in my opinion. By the way, if you haven't yet checked out my video on a Voyager Digital stock, I also cover the Voyager token there. I'll leave it linked in the description down below. I go through all of my price targets and price predictions for the stock and the token looking out throughout the remainder of 2021 and beyond. And what we kind of found out in that video was that Voyager Digital, based off of where the business is here today, is trading at a ridiculously cheap valuation that really just doesn't make sense. And what we kind of have to do as investors is potentially pair this to reasoning. And one of the biggest reasons that kind of pops into my head is really the perception of cryptocurrencies at this moment in time being pretty dang negative. I think investors are really pricing in the worst when it comes to cryptocurrencies and a potential ban and severe regulation within the United States and beyond. And, obviously that is being reflected through the downtrend that we have seen in its stock price over the past couple of weeks here. I mean, cryptocurrencies on their own, they've rebounded pretty well over the past couple of weeks and past couple of days, but the stock has kind of continued to suffer. Now, in my opinion, we're continuing to see a situation where fundamentals continue to improve at Voyager, yet the stock price continues to stagnate, and I think perception of the cryptocurrency market may be one of those reasons. Another potential reasoning may be lack of clarity at Voyager. I mean, we just went from a period of roughly the past year where Voyager was reporting data on a monthly basis, whether that be new customers, revenues, assets under management, and now we're at a point throughout April, April we got some data, but May, first half of June, where we didn't really get much data pertaining to updates with the business. And I think investors may be looking at that from a point of, we don't have much clarity with what's going on at Voyager, and that may be taken as a potential negative from a lot of newer cryptocurrency investors and newer Voyager investors who saw cryptocurrency prices fall in a massive way throughout the month of May, and maybe just assumed revenues fell alongside that. The important thing about Voyager, and this is something everyone needs to understand, they make money no matter if cryptocurrencies move up or down. They make money off of each trade. They make money off of volume. May was one of their best months ever because of increased volume due to the correction that we saw. Now, moving forwards, what happens with cryptocurrencies, I can't tell you, and I don't know. But if perception around cryptocurrencies changes to the positive, that could mean very good things for Voyager Digital stock, which, based off of current statistics, is ridiculously undervalued on a fundamental level. Now, what am I doing with my Voyager Digital stock position? Am I buying or am I selling? Well, a majority of you may know that I'm a big Voyager believer. I'm a believer in their platform, I'm a believer in their stock, and I'm a believer in their token. Moving forwards over the coming months, over the coming years, and over the long run, I believe that Voyager Digital will do very, very well as long as cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology continue to gain adoption throughout the world. Now, in my opinion, Voyager Digital is one of the most undervalued stocks in the stock market using a price to earnings ratio using their current revenue run rate. Based off of all of my projections, this stock is extremely undervalued from a valuation standpoint. The only thing suppressing the share price in the shorter term is perception of cryptocurrencies, and in this case, Voyager Digital. As of last week, Voyager Digital stock made up in and around 33% of my stock market portfolio. As of Monday, I increased my position in Voyager by around 10%. The actual percentage compared to my overall portfolio now sits at closer to 37%. I'm a big believer in Voyager. Even if the cryptocurrencies do go into a potential bear market, their valuation is so low to a point where there isn't really much left to fall. Again, not financial advice, financial opinion. That's my opinion on the stock. I'm a big believer. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Now, moving forwards here, the next thing I want to cover is the VGX token. Now, the VGX token is Voyager Digital's native rewards token and is the backbone of the coming Voyager loyalty program, which allows you to gain access to different rewards such as cash back on your trades and more interest on your crypto holdings and more money per referral. A lot of other things along those lines, but all of those rewards are based off of VGX token ownership. As you own more tokens, you get higher rewards. Now, moving forwards into the future, we do expect this loyalty program to go live sometime in the late summer, potentially early September. Obviously, we know the bottleneck to get this Voyager loyalty program out is the VGX token swap, which should happen sometime at the end of June. That is what Steve Ehrlich said and reiterated when I had him on the show just a couple of days ago at this point. But, next 2 weeks here, we can assume the swap to commence. Thereafter, 30, 45 days after, Steve Ehrlich did say that, we can expect the Voyager loyalty program to commence, and that is when the utility case for VGX really gets unleashed. Keep in mind, currently the VGX token doesn't really give much to consumers. Sure, it's a bet on the Voyager Digital platform, but other than that, there isn't much incentive to hold VGX. Once the loyalty program does go live, you're not only going to be incentivized to hold VGX as a potential bet on Voyager Digital, but alongside that, you're going to have the different rewards that allow you to, make more money in a variety of different ways. But on top of that, you're going to have the rewards from the Voyager loyalty program, which will incentivize holding and continued accumulation of VGX tokens. Keep in mind, the CEO of Voyager, Steve Ehrlich, did say that everything that Voyager plans on doing in the future will have some form of the VGX token intertwined within that, which is great from a token holder's perspective. He doesn't want to give away too many things as to any ideas with how they plan on integrating it, but there is much more planned than the Voyager loyalty program, which will most likely happen sometime within 2022. Now, what am I doing with the VGX token? Am I buying or am I selling? Well, obviously, I'm a big believer in Voyager Digital and the VGX token in both the short term and the long run. And over the past month here, the token has remained pretty range bound despite continued improvement in fundamentals pertaining to the token swap and the potential Voyager loyalty program. Now, because of this, I've been accumulating pretty heavily and have been adding on a regular basis. Now, talking about VGX as a percentage of my stock position in Voyager Digital stock, it currently makes up in and around 10% of my total Voyager Digital stock position. You do have to keep in mind, though, that when we talk about the stock, my position was mainly accumulated back in January and has grown pretty significantly since then to, obviously the percentage it makes up currently of my portfolio. And obviously with the cash flow coming in, just for me personally, it does take a bit of time to work my way up, but I am adding regularly, and this is kind of what I'm interested in adding at this moment in time. I think the VGX token is really going to start moving once the token swap commences and once the Voyager loyalty program does go live. So I want to accumulate as much as I can right now. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you found any value in it whatsoever, please consider subscribing. And if you have any thoughts on Voyager Digital stock, the VGX token, the whole NASCAR event, and Voyager Digital continuing to add new cryptocurrencies on the platform like Shiba Inu, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.